Welcome to Art Happens. You know, art happens in the weirdest, strangest places. Have you ever been like on a bike ride in the middle of nowhere or looked up at the sky and saw something really unique that just touched you and you decided, let's write a song about it? Well, we have a gentleman in the studio that did exactly that. We'll tell you the story in one moment. Welcome to the show, Lyric and crew.
Thanks for having me.
Good to meet you. Good. And Steve, correct?
Yeah, great to see you.
So, Lyric, tell us, you were on vacation once and that's exactly what happened?
Yeah, I was in the Bahamas and I was at the edge of this bridge and the resort had been canceled halfway through the process of making it. And at the end of the bridge, it just dropped off to the ocean and that was all you saw as far as I could see. It was the horizon.
So bridge to nowhere. So it looks like
it was
complete...
a beautiful bridge to nowhere, and that was the name of the song.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow. And is that going to be on your CD that you're coming up with?
That's on the unreleased CD, and it will be a secret vinyl release sometime soon.
Cool. I love your music. You recorded some music earlier on today. Tell us a little bit about one of the songs you did today.
Yeah, so one of the songs I did was called Combat of Love.
Yes.
And this is a song that I actually wrote specially for the fourth album. I was in the studio and I'd showed the producer the rhythm and I was studying Latin American jazz melodies and stuff like that. And he said, oh, that's what's really cool. You know, I wish we had some lyrics to put it to it. So I went home that night and I sat down at the piano and with the guitar in my hand and I worked through and I got some lyrics banged out in one night just so I could record it because I knew it was going to be a song of the album.
That is awesome. You got lots of great things coming up. I know you're recording in LA of all places.
Yeah, for sure. I've been down there with a guy named Warren Hewitt.
Okay. Yeah. And tell us a little about Warren. How did that happen?
So Warren was he was someone who got put through my manager and
Yes.
Mr. Robert Knight. And Warren, I had heard about before. He's a Grammy Award-winning producer who's dealt with The Fray and Aerosmith and so many more greats. And it's been a real honor to work with him.
That's awesome. I look forward to hearing your CD. When it comes out, will it be coming out soon?
That's the plan. We're currently waiting on a few record labels, but hopefully it'll be out in the summer.
Okay. Well, the very first song you're speaking of, let's run that right now and see what it sounds like.
Stagger up to my front door, pick you up off of the floor, throw your arm over my neck, pull you onto my front deck. You look at me and beg me please, sorry darling, I gotta leave. Dry the shades and close the door, I ain't gonna be here no more. Dry the shades and close the door, I ain't gonna be here no more. That's the only thing you ever had, it's up to you. About to get it back. Raindrops are beats, they echo. Feel it in your chest like it's an arrow. Oh, you reload, but you're out of ammo. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0. She said, how could you do this to me? What happened to what we used to be? So many things you never said. Said it was all in her head. Told her that there was no worse. Call a cab or catch a bus. Draw the shades and close the door, I ain't gonna be here no more. Draw the shades and close the door, I ain't gonna be here no more. That's the only thing you ever had, it's up to you. To get it back. Raindrops are these, they echo. You feel it in your chest like it's an arrow. Oh, you reload, but you're out of ammo. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0. They echo. You feel it in your chest like it's an arrow. Oh, you reload, but you're out of ammo. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0. It's a dead stop, 100 to 0.
Absolutely brilliant song. I absolutely love how the guitars interplay with one another. How did you guys meet? What's the story, or how did you get the sound that's so uniquely you?
Once again, Robert.
Okay.
My manager had met Steve actually before me, and when he found out about me, he found it through another photographer, and someone sent him my picture, and he goes, "Steve, find out if it's any good." And Steve said, "No, he sucks. Don't even bother."
Didn't take my advice.
He didn't take the advice, and he came down to Canada to see me.
Okay.
And so that was what my first relationship with my manager came into play, and since then, me and Steve have been playing shows together, and we went to NAMM and so many.
Okay. And Steve, where are you originally from?
I'm actually from Sudbury.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, I live in Toronto now, and back and forth to the States, like Lyric's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're from?
Barrie, Ontario.
Barrie, Ontario. And is it important to go back and forth to the States when you're dealing with a professional career, do you find?
I'd say definitely. I know we're constantly down there in the studio, and it's just everything seems to be at the moment for us. And I'm sure we'll make our way back to Canada one day, though.
Okay. So you said NAMM. What is NAMM?
NAMM is the world's biggest music convention. Or
Okay.
North America's at least. And,
Okay.
It's basically a big trade show, and they have all the different companies come in and show their new stuff for the year 2015.
Okay.
And so it's is it held every 2 years? Or?
It's every year.
It
It's
is
actually
every-
twice a year. There's a summer NAMM too, but the winter one's the big one.
Okay.
So we hit that just this year.
Okay. And how many? So when you say every, so you're talking every guitar maker, every drum maker, every that'll be huge.
It's like
It's massive.
like 4 football fields and then 3 floors.
Holy
Guitars.
smokes.
It's heavenly, really.
Yeah, it's
the amount of
pretty insane.
instruments and musicians there is it's a big candy store.
Wow. And
It's across from Disneyland too, so that's
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were there this year, and what I understand you found sponsorship. Like, tell us some stories of what your experiences were like there.
For sure. So while we were there, me and Steve each got in with a sponsorship.
Okay.
Steve got actually. Do you want to tell him about your sponsorship?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be brought in with the Ernie Ball and Music Man sort of family, and they've been pretty great to me. I know Lyric is doing their strings as well.
Yes.
Yep, so,
okay.
Yeah, so I've just been put on Ernie Ball strings.
Okay.
Which is fantastic.
Yes.
And also, I was just before NAMM, I got put in with Yamaha for an acoustic endorsement.
Awesome. Can you get me one? I'd love to get one.
Fantastic.
Yes. Excellent. No, that is exciting. And also, you're telling me something earlier about the Brotherhood of Guitar. What's the story behind that?
So the Brotherhood of the Guitar is it's kind of Robert's way to give back to everyone that needs helped out.
Yes.
And so he takes young guitar players from all over the world, and he helps them out. So he makes sure he's with Guitar Center. So he gives us deals at Guitar Center, and he helps us out with Fender instruments. And he's also Ernie Ball. He helps his players out with Ernie Ball. And it's been that's actually what he first approached me for, was for the Brotherhood of the Guitar. And then after he met me, and then we got into the whole management thing. Right. So it started out, and he's just doing this honestly out of the kindness of his heart. He's helping young guitar players all over the world and giving them a chance to be seen.
That is exceptional. And you're definitely being seen. It's good to see such great things happening right from our local area, going right across the nation. That is so exciting. I'd love to run the second song that you guys played earlier on today.
Sure.
Excellent. Let's hear that.
Dragging low as I swing to hit the final blow. My heart is in my hands, I'm making my last stand. I'm begging you to stay, not to just throw what we had away. Leave me here in thought, asking why not. Your head's held high, I'm asking why. Won't you listen to me? Fighting for someone else, listening to the church bells, praying once above, locked in combat of love. Fighting for someone else. identity concealed. I get back to my knees, draw my sword and shake off the disease of your clouded lies. I won't let it compromise what I've become. Now that you're gone, won't you listen to me? Fighting for someone else, listening to the church bells, praying no one's above, locked in combat of love. Fighting for someone else, listening to the church bells, praying no one's above, locked in combat of love. Do, 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 skidoo, do, 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 do. One, two, three, four, fighting for someone else, listening to the church bells, praying no one's above, locked in combat of love. Fighting for someone else, listening to the church bells, praying no one's above, locked in combat of love.
So you are going to LA to finish up your recording. After that's said and done, what's the next steps for you in your career?
The next major steps would be to definitely get out and get on tour. We
Yes.
have a fantastic band put together, including Steve.
Yes.
And two other musicians from Los Angeles and Portland.
Mm.
And we're hoping to really get on the road and really get our stuff together and hopefully tour into other countries as well.
So your band, you're up here in Canada. Other bandmates are from where?
We have our bass player, Hunter Craig. He's
Yes.
from Los Angeles. And then we have our drummer, Bobby Rawson from Portland, Oregon.
What a world we
Yeah.
live in. So gone are the days of garage band sitting there in front of your daddy's, I don't know, Honda or something. You're now from all walks of the earth or North America coming together. How do you make that work? I mean, do you play together often or how does that work?
It's difficult, definitely.
Yes.
So any shows we have is where we come up and rehearse, or we go down there. LA and Toronto seem to be the two spots that we aim towards. So either I have the guys up and Steve's in Toronto.
Okay.
So we either all come up and we rehearse at my studio, or when we're in Los Angeles, Steve's back and forth all the time anyway. So we fly the drummer in,
Okay.
and then we all rehearse there.
Hopefully we have some pictures of some of your band members here. So
Yeah,
I'd love
for
to
sure.
see some of those things. We got picture number 1. What have we got?
That photo was Robert had been talking about this cool place when we were in Vegas, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta," and it was called the Valley of Fire. And so on the way out the door, he goes, "Lyric, we're gonna go take some pictures." I said, "Okay." He goes, "Grab a guitar." So I grabbed the guitar from the side of the house, and off we went to the Valley of Fire.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and that was how that whole thing started.
Okay, this is your band here?
Yep. Next up
Okay.
is the band. This is when they all came to Canada.
Okay.
And it was the first time that Bobby had really seen a lot of snow, or Hunter, because he lived in a little bit north, but no more than like 2 inches of snow on the ground.
Right,
So
right.
they came in, they're like, snow is great, and we got absolutely dumped on. We have this, so I gave him shovels. Didn't tell me he had a snowblower, and I said, okay, we're gonna shovel the driveway. And there's about a foot of snow, I'd say, and yeah, so they wake up real early, which Bobby wasn't happy about. And I said, okay, guys, and Bobby's like, I love snow. Half an hour later, I hate snow. It's the worst thing ever. So now we've kind of all agreed to not rehearse in Canada in the winter. Yeah, so that was shot. We're all like, okay, ready? Everyone act like you're warm for 10 seconds. Okay,
Yes.
okay, now run back to the car real quick.
Awesome. Great shot. That worked out really well. This is?
Next up is me and someone named John 5, and there to the left there's Christian, and he's another young guitar player from Las Vegas. And we actually got brought in to meet John 5, who is Marilyn Manson's guitar player, and he was absolutely phenomenal to be around and has some great advice.
Okay. Let's keep moving. This is?
Me and I was down in Los Angeles.
Yes.
This is downtown, and Robert said, "There's a cool wall. Hop up there and grab a guitar." He does it a lot.
And this final one is?
Last but not least, we have Mr. Robert Knight in the right and Eddie Money in the back.
That is awesome. So that's, Robert and Eddie. How do you know them again? Robert is?
Robert is my manager. He's
So now
a
we
rock
put a face to
photographer.
the name. That's excellent.
Yep.
Yes. And the gentleman in the back is?
He's Eddie Money. He's a performer. He did a hit called 2 Tickets to Paradise, and Robert
Yes.
brought me backstage. He's good friends with them, and he takes me back to meet a lot of these fantastic artists.
Excellent.
And it's great.
Excellent. Well, that's exciting. We look forward to hearing what happens in your career after this CD is released, and I'm sure we will find you on your website. I'm sure we've seen your website enrolled at the bottom of the screen, so you can always hit up Lyric and his crew that way as well. But pleasure having you on the show. Absolutely brilliant
Thank you so
having you guys
much.
here. Yes.
Great to be here.
Thank you. Join us at the next show where lots of other great art happens. See you then.
Art Happens is brought to you in part by the Spalding School of Music, Backland Photography, Goldberg Complications,
So you made it to the end of the credits. You did it. You actually made it to the end of the credits. I'm so proud of you. Well, as a reward, we have some extra stuff I just wanted to share with you. We have Lyric here still, and he wanted to share with us some really cool. So you met Seymour Duncan?
Yes, I did.
That is so cool.
The king of all pickups.
No kidding.
Yep.
Okay, we have a picture of that. We got to see that picture. That
For
is
sure.
so, that's the man. That's like the man. That's like,
Yeah, actually, he went back and brought out his 70s telly that he put together and with all his own Seymour Duncan pickups, and he threw it together. He goes like, "Hey, you should look at this," and handed me and Steve the guitar, and it's like, "What do you think?" And
What was his personality like?
super down to earth and a lot like me and very scatterbrained. It was great. It was great. We were totally on the same page.
Yes, yes.
He was happier to talk about. He makes arrowheads,
Oh, yes,
and he
yes.
was super into it and showing us all the arrowheads he's made. It's really interesting, and you don't expect that from somebody who's got such a massive career in something completely different.
Yes, yes,
So it was pretty cool.
All right, all right. And what else we have? Surprise reel. What is this?
This is the guitar player from the Yardbirds, actually.
Yes, okay.
And sitting in the background there, you can see a reissue of a vintage Marshall amp. And at the house in Vegas, we were right out in the country, right, so we could just crank the Marshall and play all day. It was fantastic.
Wow, wow. That is awesome. And this is?
This is me and Steve with the lady who did all the merchandise for the new Def Leppard tour with IC Chuck, and it's absolutely amazing to meet her. Actually, I'm wearing this incredible shirt right now. Hey. So so we had just a blast. She was showing us all her new designs and what's going on. She does all Orianthis, and it's amazing. It was really great.
You guys rock. Again, pleasure having you on the show. And you made it after the credits. You're still here. I love you. We love you. We'll see you at the next show.